In a small village nestled among the mountains, there lived a young man named Aiko. From the outside, Aiko's life seemed simple and peaceful. He had a loving family, a small house to call home, and enough work in the rice fields to sustain himself. But deep inside, Aiko was restless. He often felt as though the world was working against him. Whenever something went wrong, he believed it was just his bad luck. "If only I could catch a break," he often muttered to himself. "Why is life so hard for me?" The more Aiko dwelled on these thoughts, the more negative his outlook became. He would compare his life to others around him and think, "Why is their life so much easier than mine? Why does everything seem to fall into place for them while I struggle with every step?" One day, as Aiko sat on the steps of his home, brooding over his latest misfortune, a small harvest from his rice field, a wise old monk named Zenji happened to pass by. Zenji was known throughout the village for his deep wisdom and understanding of life, and he had spent many years in meditation and contemplation in the mountains. Seeing the young man's troubled face, the monk approached Aiko with a gentle smile. "Young man," Zenji said softly, "I see that something weighs heavy on your heart. Tell me, what is it that troubles you so?" Aiko sighed and gestured toward his fields. "Life feels like a constant battle, master. No matter how hard I try, something always goes wrong. It's as though fate has decided I'm meant to struggle. Why is it that others seem to have an easier path?" Zenji nodded, his eyes filled with understanding. "It is not your life that needs to change, Aiko," he said quietly. "It is your mindset. If you change your mindset, you will change your world." Aiko frowned. "What do you mean, master? My circumstances are what they are. How could my thoughts change anything?" Zenji smiled, his expression full of compassion. "Let me tell you a story, my young friend. The story of two travelers." Zenji settled down on the steps beside Aiko and began his tale. Once upon a time, there were two travelers. Both were heading to the same distant town, and both faced many challenges along the way. The first traveler, Saito, was optimistic and believed that every obstacle was an opportunity to learn and grow. He welcomed challenges with an open heart, convinced that they were part of his journey. The second traveler, Hiroshi, however, had a very different mindset. He believed that every challenge was a sign of bad luck, or that the world was against him. Every time something went wrong, he cursed his misfortune and felt that the universe had turned its back on him. As they traveled, Saito encountered rough weather, difficult terrain, and unexpected delays. But instead of seeing these as setbacks, he viewed them as opportunities to test his strength and patience. "This rain will help me appreciate the sunshine even more when it comes," he would say. Or, "This rocky path will make me more skilled at navigating smooth roads." Hiroshi, on the other hand, grumbled at every inconvenience. "Why does it always rain when I'm traveling?" he would complain. "Why are the roads so difficult? Nothing ever goes my way." His frustration grew with every passing day, and soon even the small blessings, like a sunny day or a kind stranger, went unnoticed because his mind was too focused on what wasn't going right. Eventually, both travelers reached the same town. Saito arrived with a heart full of gratitude and joy, feeling that he had grown stronger from the challenges. Hiroshi arrived bitter and exhausted, certain that the universe had conspired to make his journey as difficult as possible. Even though they traveled the same path and faced the same obstacles, their experiences were completely different. It wasn't the journey that was different, it was their mindsets. The power of your mindset. Zenji turned to Aiko and gently said, "You see, Aiko, the world is not as it is, but as we perceive it. Your mindset is the lens through which you see the world. If you look at life through a negative lens, everything will seem harder, more painful, and more unfair. But if you choose to see life through a positive and open lens, even the challenges will seem like opportunities for growth." Aiko listened carefully, his mind beginning to shift. "But Master," he asked, "how can I change my mindset when I feel surrounded by difficulties? It's not easy to see things positively when life feels so hard." Zenji smiled kindly. "Changing your mindset is not about denying that difficulties exist. It's about changing how you respond to them. Let me share 3 ways to start shifting your mindset so that you can transform the way you experience your world. Number 1. Shift from victim to learner. The first step," Zenji began, "is to stop seeing yourself as a victim of your circumstances. When you view yourself as a victim, you believe that life happens to you, and you feel powerless. But when you shift your mindset to that of a learner, you begin to see every situation, even the hard ones, as something you can learn from." Aiko thought about this for a moment. "So instead of asking, 'Why is this happening to me?' I should ask, 'What can I learn from this?'" Zenji nodded. "Exactly. Life will always bring challenges, but when you view them as lessons, they become opportunities for growth instead of obstacles. For example, if your harvest is small one year, instead of seeing it as a failure, ask yourself what you can learn from it. Perhaps it's a chance to improve your methods for the next season. Every challenge is a chance to grow." Aiko's face brightened as he considered this. For the first time, he realized that his struggles didn't have to hold him back. They could help him move forward. Number 2. Focus on gratitude. Zenji continued, "The second step is to practice gratitude. Gratitude is one of the most powerful ways to shift your mindset from scarcity to abundance. When you focus on what you lack, your mind will always find reasons to be unhappy. But when you focus on what you already have, you begin to realize how much abundance already exists in your life." "But how can I practice gratitude when things go wrong?" Aiko asked. "Gratitude is not just for the good times," Zenji explained. "It is especially important in the challenging times. Even when things go wrong, there is always something to be grateful for. For example, on a difficult day in the fields, you can be grateful for the strength in your body that allows you to work, for the beauty of the land, or for the lessons you are learning through the challenges. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to what's present." Aiko nodded. He had been so focused on what wasn't working that he had forgotten to appreciate what he already had. In that moment, he felt a deep sense of gratitude for his family, his home, and even the small harvest that he had gathered. Number 3. Let go of control and embrace acceptance. The third and final step, Zenji said, is to let go of the need to control everything and embrace acceptance. Much of our suffering comes from trying to control things that are beyond our control. The truth is, life is full of uncertainty, and not everything will go the way we want. But when we accept life as it is, instead of resisting it, we find peace. Aiko frowned slightly. "Does that mean I shouldn't try to change things?" Zenji shook his head gently. "No, Aiko. It doesn't mean you stop trying. It means you do your best, but you accept that some things are out of your hands. You plant the seeds, you tend to them, and you trust that nature will do the rest. If you cling to the need to control everything, you will live in constant fear and frustration. But when you accept life's natural flow, you open yourself to peace and wisdom." The journey ahead. As Zenji finished speaking, Aiko felt a lightness in his heart that he hadn't felt in a long time. The monk's words had opened a new perspective for him, one that would change the way he lived his life. "Thank you, Master Zenji," Aiko said, bowing deeply. "I now see that it's not my circumstances that need to change. It's my mindset. I will practice seeing challenges as opportunities, focusing on gratitude and letting go of the need for control." Zenji smiled warmly and placed a hand on Aiko's shoulder. "Remember, Aiko, your world is a reflection of your mind. When you change your mindset, you change your world. The power is within you." Moral of the story: The story of Aiko and Zenji teaches us that our mindset is the most powerful tool we possess. When we change our perspective, we change the way we experience life. Number 1. Shifting from a victim to a learner helps us see challenges as opportunities for growth rather than setbacks. Number 2. Practicing gratitude opens our hearts to the abundance we already have, making life richer and more fulfilling. Number 3. Letting go of the need for control and embracing acceptance brings inner peace, even when things don't go as planned. Gautama Buddha said, "What you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create." The moral of this story is that life is less about what happens to us and more about how we choose to respond. By shifting our mindset, we not only change our thoughts but also the world around us. When we face life's challenges with a positive mindset, nothing can hold us back from achieving peace and happiness. Conclusion: the power to transform your life has always been within you, through your thoughts, your perspective, and your attitude. By applying the principles shared by Zenji, shifting from victim to learner, practicing gratitude, and letting go of control, you can transform how you see and experience the world. Challenges become stepping stones, and struggles turn into lessons. Life will always bring challenges and hardships, but how we respond to them determines whether we grow or feel defeated. If this story resonated with you and you believe in the power of mindset to transform your life, don't forget to like this video and share it with your friends and family who might need to hear this message today. Let us know in the comments below which mindset shift you're going to start practicing in your life. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss more inspiring content like this. Your support helps us continue sharing valuable lessons for a better life. By focusing on changing our mindset, we are not only better equipped to handle life's challenges, but we also unlock the ability to shape our world into something more positive, peaceful, and fulfilling. Remember, change your mindset and you will change your world.